That's a Chinese restaurant. I don't know what kind that is. There's Korean. Let's move up here. Up here we have Vietnamese food. Cool. Here, what do we have? I don't know what that is. Karaoke bar. Dim sum box. All right, let's see what's around the corner over here. I'm doing this for a reason. This is something that I think the black community should focus on. Ramen, Thai food. Let's see, let's keep going, shall we? Hawaiian, Hunan, I don't know what that is. There's Taiwanese. There's a regular place. Lava coffee. Japanese. Interesting. Huh? All right, so I'm back. I had to go across the street, and I didn't want to drive holding up my phone. So, bubble egg, bingsu, Lucky Liquors, but it's an Asian market. Meat Fresh, Tan, Chia Kitchen, Hawaiian, Gong Cha. Let's see what's over here. H Mark. That is definitely Korean, Chinese, Japanese, all that. Hair Studio Longs. It's Skin, Tunley, Munley, whatever that is. Yan Tea. Let's see what's over here. We have Saigon, another Asian churro place. Chun Wang, whatever that is, Fat Eatery. We're gonna keep going here because this is inspiration right here, people. If the black community can do something like this, we'd be unstoppable. Sushi, more ramen. That's another ramen place. different type of Asian restaurant. All right. Look at this, people. Where else do you see stuff like this? Yummy pho, beer papas, seafood, oyster, and bar. Let's turn here. Asian crepes. I didn't even know there was such thing. Square root poke, or poke, I don't know how to say it. Happy lemon, Asian noodle, tea. Full best. All right, I'm gonna pause one more time so I can turn this thing around and talk about what we just saw. All right, so I turned it around. I don't know why you can't flip the phone or the camera while you're driving. I guess because it's different cameras. The technology's not there yet for that. What you just saw is my idea of owning a hood. Not sitting on the corner claiming somebody else's property. These people, this is all different Asian parts of Asian community. They either leased or own every shop over here. I just showed you guys about 30 businesses. The only reason I had to cut it off the first time is because I didn't want to cross the street and turn into a shopping center, because there are cars over here. I didn't want to cross the street, turn into a shopping center while holding my phone up. Yeah, I don't want to get pulled over. Plus, it's a little dangerous. Like I said, there's a lot of cars. But the cool thing is, that's 30 stores being either leased or owned. I don't even know. They may own all of that. I don't know. But can black people do the same thing? Absolutely. Why not? Why not? Who can invest in these areas? Now that may be a harder thing to establish, but you can have soul food restaurants, different ones, because they don't all have to be the same. You can have lounges. You can have our own food markets. You can have beauty supply stores, black owned. You can have food trucks. You can have restaurants, different types of restaurants. You can have our own dentist offices. You can have a doctor's office there. You can have a law firm in there. Just think about the possibilities of that small thing that I just showed you, which it's small when you're driving through it, but when you look through, you're like, oh my God, this is 30 businesses that are all Asian owned. So when I say black, it doesn't have to be, black American. It can be, Nigerian. It could be Ivory Coast. It could be from anywhere. I just think people of color, it could be Puerto Rico, it could be Cuba. I think people of color can do what I just showed you, what I just drove through. I think that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. There's definitely nothing like that in Chicago, where I'm from. There's nothing like that in Orange County, where I moved to. There's nothing like that in Los Angeles, where I moved to. There's nothing like that in Phoenix. They own, or at least lease, all of that property. You got NBA players and the We Care, or whatever their program is. Imagine buying up an entire, 4-acre lot, whatever that is, 5-acre lot, and putting nothing but black owned businesses there. Or people of color. I don't care if it's POC. Black owned, Puerto Rican, Cuban, whatever. Like I said, imagine us all being the owners. Not just the shoppers, not just a Korean place or Indian people who are in our neighborhoods and selling what we want. Imagine it being all ours. Drugstore, that's another good one. Just imagine we can have our own home goods type of store. We can have our own delis. Like, think bigger is all I'm saying. There are loans out there for us. We take those loans and we put all of our dreams into a place that's already there, rather than try to build. In a lot of cases, it's cheaper to build. I learned that over the last 3 years. I won't say how, but I learned over the last 3 years, it's actually sometimes cheaper to build your own stuff than to lease someone else's. Especially if you can just get the land. But if you can have somebody like a wealthy person who would invest, or if you're that wealthy person, why can't you invest? Lay that foundation and lease to us. Give us a chance. We have more grants than white people have access to. Business loans, all that stuff. Like, if we can do what I just showed you, per capita, we spend more than anybody. We are the target consumer for everybody. The wealth that we could circulate on our own by just literally buying up 5 acres somewhere and just taking it over. The wealth. And I see these ridiculous videos on Instagram, people talking about generational wealth and all, and I can see through the scheme, because there's a reality to what they're saying, but there's not a reality to how they're doing it and how they're telling other people to do it. They're going to get wealthy because they're going to do a pyramid scheme and whatever. Just the reality of real generational wealth and owning something. Even if you get a 6-year lease on one of those things, you're owning it. Ice cream shop, that would be good. Pastries. See, I can go on all day. The different businesses that you can have there. Pet stores would be a huge business, because we don't have our own stuff for these things. I'm seeing bigger. I can't do it. I'm not a millionaire, not yet. I can't just go buy it up and do it. But I figure if I can get the idea out, people can hear it, and I just showed you that it's possible. Because again, we drive to these places. We'll go to there's out here in Houston, there's it's not actually in Houston, but I think it's more Cypress, whatever. There's an outlet mall. Imagine if we got that space and just built location after location after location within that confines of that acreage, and advertise it, looking for black-owned businesses. Let's centralize. Let's do it here. I just, if I ever win the lottery, you guys are all gonna know it, because that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna try to get on every local radio station, and I'm gonna put it out online everywhere I can. Hey, I am looking to lease to you. I want you in this little compound, not in a crazy, Jim Jones, or I can't think of anybody who had a compound, but not in that kind of way, but in a business sense where everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody profits. Everybody can consume. Everybody can grow. Their families can be taken care of. This sounds utopian, but I just showed you at least 30 business owners of some kind of Asian descent doing it. Why can't we do that? A school, a trade school. I mean, come on. The opportunities are endless if these things can be funded. You think if you went to Michael Jordan and pitched him this idea, he wouldn't say, of course, let's do it. You think if you went with somebody who has money, they're looking to invest it. You give them an idea like that, that is just, it's not being done. It's an idea. Why can't we do it? Why do we have to allow somebody else to do it? Not allow, because they have the right to do whatever they want to do. But why do we have to just sit and watch and not partake? That's my question. Why can't we just do it? Invest. Public library. Put a mega church on there. I'm just, everything that we have is given away. Now, I'm not saying we don't get anything back from it, but what I'm saying is it's spent on something that's consumable. It's going to be gone. Whether it's clothing, whether it's food, whatever it is, why not do it for ourselves? Why is that such a foreign concept? Why, most likely, are people going to laugh at this video? I only need one to say, I need one millionaire down the line to say, that land is, I don't know, depending on where it is. Because the other thing is, it doesn't have to be smack dead in the middle of Houston or Chicago or New York or Los Angeles, wherever you are. It can be just on the outskirts. We will travel to do that. I would travel to do that. I would say, ooh, there's a soul food spot. How far is it? About 20 minutes. How far out of Houston? Cypress. Let's go. Why not? And then once we get there, we see, oh, this is bigger than just food. This is bigger than just whatever. We are contributing to black-owned businesses. We are black-owned businesses. I just think that it's something to think about. And when I saw that, that place is just outside of Cypress, Texas, which is just outside of Houston. It may be considered Katy. I think I was just in awe. I've driven through there probably a dozen times. Like, I just can't believe what I'm seeing here, and I can't believe the possibilities that are here, because we can do that. We can do that. I don't know.